Cognitive therapy seeks to alleviate psychological stresses by correcting faulty conceptions and self-signals. By correcting erroneous beliefs, we can lower excessive reactions. There is a dearth of conversation that revolves simply around expressions of caring, sharing, and loving. As applied to substance abuse, the cognitive approach helps individuals to come to grips with the problems leading to emotional distress and to gain a broader perspective on their reliance on drugs for pleasure and/or relief from discomfort. When married people develop such an intense but inappropriate fixation to somebody other than their mate, they may be driven to jeopardize or even destroy a reasonable marital relationship. In the heat of passion, they seem incapable of attaching any real weight to the potentially disastrous consequences of their infatuation, the possible breakup of their marriage. Some authors have conceptualized depression as a depletion syndrome because of the prominence of fatigability. They postulate that the patient exhausts his available energy during the period prior to the onset of the depression, and that the depressed state represents a kind of hibernation, during which the patient gradually builds up a new story of energy. The stronger person is not the one making the most noise, but the one who can quietly direct the conversation toward defining and solving problems. The way we interpret reality influences all areas of our lives. Therefore, these thoughts disturb and affect the couple both at the individual level and at the level of the relationship itself. Although love is a powerful incentive for husbands and wives to help and support each other, make each other happy, and create a family, it is not in itself the essence of the relationship. The manners that apply specifically during courtship come to be replaced over the course of marriage by a different set of manners, embodying the residual pettiness, complaining, and fault-finding of childhood. The history of psychiatry shows that many ideas and concepts that once had attained the status of incontrovertible facts were later discarded as nothing more than myths or superstitions. We are forced to the realization that the study of the nature and treatment of the neuroses or emotional disorders does not rest on any proven theorems or generally shared assumptions. If our thinking is bogged down by distorted symbolic meanings, illogical reasoning and erroneous interpretations, we become, in truth, blind and deaf. Although love is a powerful incentive for husbands and wives to help and support each other, make each other happy, and create a family, it is not in itself the essence of the relationship because it does not provide the personal qualities and aptitudes that are vital to sustain it and make it grow. Another problem posed by excessive reliance on acceptance, admiration, or love is that we do not possess a reliable gauge that another person is, indeed, rejecting, reproaching, or critical of us. When the authorities disagree among themselves regarding the correct approach to psychological problems, where does the troubled person turn for help? In view of the opposed and apparently irreconcilable views represented by the different schools, he faces a serious dilemma. He is trapped between choosing a therapist blindly and trusting to luck or trying to cope with his psychological difficulties by himself. It is impossible for a person to be loved totally, at all times by all his friends. The degree of love and acceptance fluctuates considerably. Sometimes a spouse, in trying to relieve a partner's distress, accomplishes just the opposite. Classical psychoanalysis regards conscious thoughts as a disguised representation of unconscious conflicts that are presumably causing the problem.